Good evening and welcome to CSB News. I'm Caleb Dominique.
And I'm Brandon Morazzo.
The 16-year-old accused of driving a group of teens and shooting at the two families as they talked outside a Belle Glade home last night has been charged as an adult. Court records show Alejandro Emmanuel Gonzalez Santos of Belle Glade was booked Friday into the Palm Beach County Jail on an attempted murder charge in connection to the November 19th shooting that injured a 33-year-old man. A judge ordered that he be held in the Palm Beach County Jail in lieu of $450,000 bail.
A robber went into a bank and asked for money, but wouldn't take the $2,000. He scolded the teller, saying he'd only accept $1,100. Nothing more, nothing less. After leaving the West Boca Wells Fargo, he didn't even keep the money. The next day, when the deputies tracked Sandy Hawkins down, he didn't put up a fight. He showed them the note that he had forgotten to hand the bank teller. "Give me $1,100 now. No alarms," read the note, scrawled on a tatted deposit slip. "Hope to get caught."
Early this morning, there was a fatal car crash on I-95. Orlando Wright Robbins has the story.
Local EMTs arrived on the scene of a fatal car crash early Christmas morning. 3 cars were involved, and only one seemed to be in serviceable condition. The other 2 completely destroyed. The police department arrived on the scene, along with the fire department, but they are unsure what caused the wreck. They were able to tell us that one person has been pronounced dead, and that person has not been identified at this time. No other victims have been identified, but the Palm Beach County Sheriff's Department will continue their investigation on the crash and inform the media when they have more information. Police believe that the victim was ejected out of the front windshield of the car and died on the scene from injuries they sustained. I'm Orlando Wright from CSB 9 News. Remember to buckle up and enjoy the rest of your holiday season.
A man pulled out a shotgun at a Texas church service and fired on worshipers Sunday, killing 2 people before he was shot to death by congregants, who fired back. Police said authorities at a Sunday evening news conference praised the 2 congregants who opened fire as part of a volunteer security team at West Freeway Church of Christ in White Settlement. It was unclear if the 2 people who were killed were the 2 who shot at the gunman.
In other news, Hurricane Dorian strengthens as it moves toward the United States. Here's Danny Sananez with the story.
The days pass by seamlessly, but Hurricane Dorian makes these days seem like long nightmares.
That's the water hitting my front room window, which is extremely high, and this is the water by my back door and glass.
The Category 5 hurricane made its way through the Bahamas, causing physical, economic, and emotional damage to the citizens that were impacted. Dorian so far has killed more than 60 people in total and caused several $billion in damages. Dorian first made landfall in Nova Scotia as a post-tropical cyclone on Saturday evening. It too affected Canada, causing hundreds of power outages throughout. The U.S. National Hurricane Center declared Dorian as a fully extratropical storm, as it urged the U.S. to take cover. The governor of Florida, Ron DeSantis, issued a state of emergency, urging its people to be fully prepared for the storm.
Making the necessary preparations. We recommend 7 days of food and medicine and water because, if it hits here, there will be power outages.
Hurricane Dorian also made landfall and caused state of emergencies in North Carolina, South Carolina, Virginia, and Georgia. Fortunately, Hurricane Dorian managed to spare Puerto Rico as it turned towards Florida instead. As for the Bahamas, it could take a long time for the island to rebuild. I'm Danny Sinanis with CSB 9 News.
Coming up after the break, more information is revealed about the Ethiopian plane crash.
You're watching CSB News. Have you ever been concerned with home defense, but you're afraid to purchase a firearm? Maybe you don't have the financial means to purchase one, or maybe your legal background just doesn't actually allow you to own one. Look no further than the tip of your toes for the quintessential home defense mechanism. Ladies and gentlemen, I give you the chancla. With one swift backhand, you can defend yourself anytime, any place, anywhere. The chancla, available just about anywhere.
Hey ballers, you know the problem. What can you do when the plastic at the end of the laces on your basketball shoes break, and then your laces get frayed at the end? This prevents you from fitting the laces through the hole, which means you can't tighten the shoes to the top. Fortunately, there's a solution: Scotch tape. Here's how it works. Place the lace into the tape. Roll the tape as tightly as possible around the lace a few times, and there you go. No more fray. Easy through the holes. You're ready for the court. More information about Ethiopian flight is coming to light. Here is Sharon Bullock with the story.
We begin today with the Ethiopian flight that killed 157 people that led to the grounding of the Boeing 737 MAX planes all around the world. The Ethiopian transportation minister has quoted that there is a clear similarity to the Lion Air MAX A crash that happened in October in Indonesia. The findings raising new questions today for Boeing and could complicate attempts to getting the fleet back in the skies. We have been told that the initial data has not been verified, but data from both incidents right after takeoff shows the planes jolting up and down. The families are very devastated. Meanwhile, Boeing says it has no new guidance for the operators of this aircraft. Safety is very important to Boeing. And so there is still an ongoing investigation going on about the crash of the 737 MAX aircraft that we will be keeping you informed of as we receive from Boeing. This is Shay Bullock reporting for CSB Channel 9 News.
A number of high-ranking U.S. officials, including Secretary of State Mike Pompeo, landed at Palm Beach International Airport Sunday. The group flew to Palm Beach County to discuss airstrikes in the Middle East with President Trump and spoke to the media. Pompeo, along with Defense Secretary Mark Esper and Joint Chief of Staff Chairman Mike Miley, all met with the president. The airstrikes took place in Iraq and Syria against the 5 facilities the Pentagon says are tied to attacks on joint American forces.
The suspect in a string of stabbings during a Hanukkah celebration at a rabbi's Monsey, New York home was found with blood all over him. A law enforcement source with direct knowledge of the case told CNN on Sunday. Thomas Grafton was driving a Nissan Sentra across the George Washington Bridge into New York City when police identified his license plate about 11:45 p.m. Saturday, the source said. 5 people were taken to hospitals near the rabbi's home after a man entered the Hanukkah celebration in the New York suburb and began stabbing people, according to police and witnesses.
A fire official says 5 people are dead after a small plane crashed in southern Louisiana. Lafayette Fire Chief Robert Benoit told us that the aircraft was an 8-passenger plane. He said there was 1 survivor in addition to the 5 fatalities. 3 people on the ground were transported to the hospital. The report said a nearby Walmart store was evacuated as a precaution. The cause of the crash is still being investigated.
We have the latest details on Hurricane Michael. Here is Caleb Dominique with the story.
Hurricane Michael was the first Category 5 hurricane to strike the United States since Andrew in 1992. Michael originated from a broad, low-pressure area that formed in the southwestern Caribbean Sea on the 1st of October. As it approached the Florida Panhandle, Michael reached Category 5 status with peak winds of 160 miles per hour. At least 74 deaths were attributed to the storm, including 59 in the United States and 15 in Central America. Michael caused an estimate $25.1 billion in damages. As Michael tracked across the southeastern United States, strong winds caused extensive power outages across the region. Moving into the Carolinas early on October 11th, the inner core of the storm collapsed as the storm rain bands became prominent to the north of the center. Nearly all homes were totally destroyed within Mexico Beach. Michael made history as the third strongest storm by pressure and fourth strongest by wind speed to make landfall in the continental United States. The powerful winds knocked out several televisions and radio stations near Panama City. Approximately 3 million acres of timber was damaged or destroyed statewide, costing an estimate $1.3 billion. As the storm passed through North Carolina, 490,000 Duke Energy customers were left without power late on October 11th. On October 9th, a day before Hurricane Michael made landfall, President Donald Trump signed an emergency declaration for Florida.
Democratic presidential candidate Julian Castro announced the end to his campaign on Thursday. It's with profound gratitude to all of our supporters that I suspend my campaign for president today, Castro tweeted. I'm so proud of everything we've accomplished together. I'm going to keep fighting for an America where everyone counts. I hope you'll join me in that fight.
Coming up after the break, the California fires are still raging and are threatening more homes.
You're watching CSB News.
Worried about your dog having fleas, itchy skin, scratching his paws? Well, I got the perfect solution for you. Apple cider vinegar. It works wonders. Just go ahead and spray it during your dog's bath, mix it with the water, rub it in, and then go ahead and rinse it out. Go ahead and look for your apple cider vinegar at your local supermarket.
Uh-oh, looks like we got another pimple here. If only there was another way I can treat them. Colgate, your
This
quick
past
fix
weekend,
solution for
The
quick
annual
fix
Winter Boat
problems.
Parade took place
So as
in
we
West
know, a
Palm
brown
Beach.
bag
Brandon
can be used
Marazzo
for
has
many
the story.
things.
Carrying stuff and also be turned into a book cover. So here we are
This
turning
past
a brown
weekend,
bag
the 50th
into a
anniversary
book
of the
cover.
seminal Hard Rock Winterfest Boat
Is
Parade
how
took place in West
you
Palm
turn
Beach.
a brown bag into a book cover to protect
Locals lined the
your
entire
book.
12-mile boat route
Remember
to witness
visit
the
my
spectacular
website
event.
for a demonstration on how to turn a brown bag into a book cover.
The parade was filled with many different vessels ranging with unique decorated themes. The parade has been a hit with locals and has become tradition to the city of West Palm Beach, much like the Christmas tree lighting gets to New York. Back in 1969, Mayor Eugene Potter created the event as a way to bring the community together and help local businesses advertise. A contest is held for Best Decorated Boat, with the proceedings going to the winner's favorite charity. West Palm Beach might not receive snow, but that doesn't mean the city lacks any holiday spirit. I'm Brandon Marazzo, CSB 9 News, wishing all a merry holiday season.
And finally tonight, a shout out to all of those homeowners that made the season so bright. Johara Alfaya has the story.
The Christmas display is simply beautiful. So well lit, such work that all these people have taken. So far, Florida is taking the lead, followed by South Carolina. They're even having prizes for $500, $1,000. They're giving away. So come here and check it out. This beautiful, beautiful experience, even though there's no snow, but it's still beautiful with all the elaborate Christmas display.
That's the news for now. Tune in tonight for the latest updates on CSB News at 11.
For all of us here at CSB News, have a good night.